Hello guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today we are going to be helping you book a Disneyland Paris trip on a budget. So we all love saving a couple quid here and there, don't we?
Especially a Disney trip.
Exactly, because the more money you save, the more money you can put towards other trips, can't you? So we're going to cover like a few different things. We're going to go through like a few different aspects of how you can actually save a lot of money on these trips, because like when you quote them on Disney, sometimes they can be upwards of $1,000, can't they?
Yeah.
So we're going to show you on how we've managed to book. I mean, our latest trip that we're going on at the end of September is £200 each, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can get it really cheap if you just go looking for those deals.
So our first point that we've made is to consider staying off-site in hotels.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously, I know it is Disney and you'll want to keep that magic sort of going through the whole of your trip, but at the end of the day, you're only in your hotel for like you sleep essentially, unless you go back to, you know, get changed or whatever to go back out again. See, the time that you're in the hotel isn't really that long, is it?
No.
So, and by staying at some of these hotels off-site, when we say off-site, we mean like non-Disney owned hotels, but that have like the seal of approval by Disney kind of thing. So a lot of these do actually have all of the benefits that a Disney one, well, some of the benefits that a Disney hotel that has, don't they? So for example, you can get shuttles to and from the parks from all of the Disney hotels, but also on select off-site hotels you can do that too. So we've got a list here of some of the hotels that you can actually stay off-site that do have this Disney bus service. So you've got the B&B Hotel, the Explorers Hotel, the Vienna House Dream Castle, the Vienna House Magic Circus, the Radisson Blu Hotel in Marne-la-Vallée, I think that's how you say it, I don't know. You got the Relais Spa Chassé Val d'Europe, the Campanile Val de France, which is where we're staying when we're going on our trip next, so expect a sort of review or something of that nature on this channel quite soon. You got the Hyde Park Val d'Europe and the the Lycée Val d'Europe. I'm going to go with that one, that's how it's said. But those are just 10 hotels there that aren't owned by Disney but have the Disney seal of approval, which means that they have the benefits of the complimentary, and that's like the key word there, complimentary shuttle service. So it runs every couple minutes and you don't have to worry about getting to the parks because they're not all that far anyway. So highly recommend any of those hotels simply because of that one benefit.
Not only can you get a shuttle from the hotel to the parks, but you can also get on the Magical Express, don't know what it's called there, but magic shuttle or whatever it is. Yeah. For an extra price, but
yeah,
it'll take you right to the hotel.
Yeah, it's an extra price. So depending on how many of you there are, it might be cheaper doing something like an Uber. But that is an option that not a lot of people realise that you can do. Like obviously they offer them to the Disney hotels, but they'll also offer them to select off-site hotels as well. Because we realised this on our last trip, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got on the shuttle from Charles de Gaulle, and we thought it'd go like all the way to the Disney hotels, but they go around the off-site ones first because it's outside of the sort of loop of where Disney is, so they have to go past them anyway. So if you're staying at one of them and you come in from the hotel, you'll get there quicker than someone that is staying in the Disney hotel, which I thought was strange. I thought they'd do it Disney hotels first and then. So that's also an option, but then obviously depending on how many there is of you, it might be cheaper doing the Uber.
Yeah, if there's more than about 3, it's probably worth just getting an Uber.
Yeah, because I think it was about £60-70 or euro return, so like each, I think it was. So for that price you could probably get, you know, if there's like even if there's only 4 of us, you could get an Uber and it would be so much cheaper.
Yeah, I think it's about £50 for an Uber. €50.
€50, yeah. You've gone through the hotel process now. You want the park tickets. So there's 3 ways that you can do this. First, obviously, is directly through Disney. Sometimes, and I mean sometimes, they will do like really good offers for the tickets, but other times they're quite expensive. So look into that, but also you can, there's like third-party websites, isn't there?
Yeah.
So you've got websites like attraction tickets and stuff like that, which they do it's like a cheaper rate of ticket. I don't know why it's cheaper, but I'm not complaining. I think it's just Disney want a bigger markup on their sort of prices. But yeah, buy them before you go. Don't go to the parks without buying them, because they'll be cheap. They'll be cheaper in advance than they would be if you went up, wouldn't they?
Also, as an option, is to get an annual pass if you think it'll be worth it for you, and if you're going to go enough times to make it worth it. But it's only €60 up front, and then like £20 a month.
Yeah. So like in the grand scheme of things, depending on how many days you're going for, it actually might work out cheaper to do the annual pass, like over doing like the day tickets, or you know, couple day tickets. Like we're going in the end of September, and we're just gonna get an annual pass anyway, because one, it worked out the whole thing would be cheaper for the amount of days that we were going, plus we knew that we'd be going back within a year anyway. So for that reason it worked for us. But also another benefit of the annual pass is, say if one of your party had it, they could get you discounted tickets into the parks, because that's like a benefit of having the annual pass, is being able to get your friends discounted tickets, which, you know, if there's one of you that's got the annual pass and then the rest of you are going off discounted tickets, that's overall bringing the price down in itself.
Yeah, and you get extra magic hours if you're staying off-site.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're staying off-site, you don't get the benefit of doing the extra magic hours, which is the quietest time of the sort of park, which is like the opening hours, isn't it? But obviously if you have annual pass, not only are you saving the high prices of Disney hotels, but you're also getting the benefits anyway, so it just makes sense, essentially.
So next is to check out the high and low seasons of the park.
Yeah, so naturally with anything, the parks are going to be cheaper in the week.
Yeah, and less busy.
Yeah, exactly. So not only are they going to be less busy, but it's going to work out cheaper for you anyway, which means you can get more for your money, essentially.
More rides.
Yeah. So if that is an option that you're able to do, like I know not everyone can do it, you know, with like school and everything, you might not be able to bring the kids out of school for that sort of time, but if you're able to do it, highly recommend doing it during the week, because it's just so much like quieter, isn't it? Yeah. Because obviously a lot of locals will have annual passes and everything, and they'll come in on the weekends, so it'll fill the park really quickly. We've never been there when it's like at capacity, but it'll just be busier wait times for everything across the board, essentially. Yeah, another thing is check Disney's like events calendar, because they have one for the whole year, if not most of the year, and it'll show you what events they have on, and they'll also show you when the cheaper times are going, to like when the best time is, essentially. So look at that as well. Like school holidays tend to be like the most expensive, because they know that people are going to be able to go easier. So next up is the flights. So that one way that you can do it to reduce the price, again, is to do it DIY. So do it all yourself, book the hotel, the tickets and the flights all separately, and you can sometimes get a really good deal, can't you? Like we were supposed to go in August, and it was going to be just, I think it was just over £200.
Yeah, it was really cheap.
Something like that. And we'd done that separately, so we booked each individual part separately of each other. But check third-party websites such as Expedia and Love Holiday, because they tend to do really good deals, and their prices don't change very much depending on the year, really, do they? They sort of stay the same kind of price throughout the year. So we went for Love Holiday for our September trip, and that's a 4-night, 5-day trip, and it's £200 with breakfast, staying at the Campanile Val de France. Yes.
Yeah.
So for that amount of days and it being that cheap.
Yeah, because that's for flight and hotel.
Yeah.
As well.
So definitely check out third-party websites, because Disney won't always offer you the best price. I know it can be daunting to not do it through Disney Direct, but when you're saving that kind of money, you can't really pass it up, essentially, because if we'd have gone through Disney Direct, there's no way that we'd have been going for that long, at least.
No. It'd be like £1,000 for that trip.
Yeah, if not more. So definitely check out like third-party websites, because they will, and most of them are like protected as well.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong, your money's safe, essentially. We're always looking out for good deals, aren't we? We've already sort of like eyed up sort of deals for our next trip, and we've not even like planned on that. But another thing we'd say is don't sort of set your hopes for like a specific date.
No.
If you're quite broad with your search of like, say if you want to go at some point in September, just look at what the cheapest times are.
Different days have cheaper flights.
Yeah, exactly. Like we managed with ours to get really good flights. We're going early morning, so by the time we get there, the park's only been open about an hour, and then on the last day, we'll be able to stay until the closing of the park, essentially, won't we?
Yeah.
Just because it's like such a late flight. But yeah, don't sort of say like, oh, these are the only dates I can do, because you might say that, and a week before that it might be like a lot cheaper. So just keep you sort of a broad sort of, I mean, I know that's not something that everyone can do, really, is it, with like breaks from school and stuff, but if you can, and if you can sort of work it, you can really get some really good deals, because Disney is expensive at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
And the more you save, the more of these that you can buy, so makes everyone happy, doesn't it?
The last thing that you can do is to join groups on Facebook.
Yeah, so there's a good one called Disneyland Paris Tips for the Brits, isn't there?
Yeah, everyone like puts tips on there on how to get really cheap trips and stuff.
Yeah, and we've found a few good deals on there, but we've never actually like gone ahead and done the ones, but been very tempted. And there's always people posted in there.
Yeah, like they post what's going on in the park and stuff.
Yeah, like what's going on.
What merchandise they have.
Yeah, so. And like sometimes there'll be like discounts and stuff that people have found from other places and gone, oh,
yeah,
you guys might like this. So there's a lot of like helpful groups like that on Facebook as well. So yeah, that's really all that we've got to sort of offer in terms of tips, isn't it, really? It's a lot of sort of shopping around, really, isn't it? And finding the best deal. I would never pay over the odds for like a Disneyland Paris trip. Like, I know what kind of budget that we're comfortable
willing
with.
To pay.
Yeah, so don't pay what you're not comfortable with, essentially, because there is some really good deals out there that you can take advantage of. If you've got any questions or anything, leave them in the comment section down below. We're really looking forward to going back to Disneyland Paris, aren't we? Because we didn't think that it was going to happen this year at all. We've got masks and everything ready, so we're prepared to, we know that it's not going to be exactly the same as it usually would be, but we're still
prepared for that.
Yeah, we know what we're going into, and because we've been before, it's not something that we're going to miss out on. Like, we've seen parades before, so we're not going to really be sad to not see them. I mean, it will be like weird,
strange.
Weird not seeing them, but we're really looking forward to it, and we hope that you will follow along with our journey. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you in the next one. Have a magical day.